Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Yes, I look like I am I don't know, out in the cold somewhere because it's cold out here. But anyway, I was just trying to be on the down low because I'm supposed to have my mask on. If you guys did not see my quick video earlier, I'm on set out in LA today, so doing my Thriving Thursdays at 6 wasn't going to be possible. So I'm hopping on tonight, you guys, because I wanted to share some information that I got from an article that I read this morning about brain health and stress, who um, who deals with it, right? Who it affects more between men and women and even races, which was very interesting. And I was going to put a question up there earlier today, but I didn't get a chance to, about, who do you know that has Alzheimer's or dementia? And are they a man or a woman? And are they Hispanic or another race? Because there are a lot of studies that are saying that Hispanics and Black or African Americans are more prone to this. So, just a question to put out there to you guys about who do you know that has Alzheimer's. Um, but I wanted to start by talking a little bit about sleep. And because sleep is so important, you guys, and you've heard me talk about this before. I've actually had Tanisha Duncan from Holy Humans on with me before talking about sleep and how important it is for our body. Um, but I wanted to get into it a little bit more because it has to do with all of this stuff. And I took some notes because, again, I'm on set, you guys, so I'm not in my normal mode. But definitely, we've all heard about sleep, sleeping at least 8 hours a night. Why is that? Well, there's 5 stages of sleep. We're awake. We have a light sleep. We have the deep sleep, the REM sleep, which you'll hear me talk about a lot because that is something that Kyle and I have been doing lately, is taking a supplement that allows us to get that deep, deep REM sleep. Um, and then it just repeats, right? So that's the 5 stages of sleep. And we should be having 4 to 5 90-minute increments, right? Cycles. That's normal. So imagine, you guys, if you do the math, right? 6 hours of sleeping, you're only getting 4 of those. So if you're sleeping less than 6 hours, your body is not able to replenish itself, to restore itself. Let me share a little bit about what I read about what the body does while it's sleeping. So nerve cells are communicating and reorganizing for the brain function. Okay. The body repairs cells, restores energy, and also removes toxins from the brain, which are some things that we're getting while we're awake. We don't even know, you guys. Who thinks about the toxins in your brain? How do we get toxins in our brain? Half the time, we don't even know that we're getting toxins in our skin. Um, you know, when we're just out, just in whatever, just anywhere, right? We could be getting toxins from your grass. There's so many toxins and oxidative stress things that we don't even know about and we don't pay attention to. So it's super important to get that kind of REM deep sleep every night. I hear people talk about, well, I'm just going to take something for my sleep on the nights that I need to get to sleep. But you guys, our bodies need to restore itself every single night. It's not something, I mean, otherwise, why would we have to sleep, right? I mean, if you think about it, like, why would we have to go to sleep if our body didn't need that time to restore itself? So this is also good for your skin, you guys. I used to sell skin products all the time. And we've always studied about sleep and brain issues and things. So another thing that they were talking about was about estrogen and how that affects the brain. And I'm bringing that up because, yes, women, we are more prone to having Alzheimer's. So it increases, this is talking about estrogen, right? It increases serotonin, the chemical in the brain that boosts our mood, which is why we're always cranky, right? Maybe it's just me. But if we have low estrogen, that is when we get mood swings or even depression. So being 51, this is a big deal to me. And this is something that I like to study and learn about because I am going through menopause. And so, my estrogen levels are low, and I have all sorts of issues that have come up because of that. And it's stressful. And that's where the brain and the stress and all of this comes to play, right? So estrogen is obviously made by the ovaries. And when we women near menopause, the ovaries make less, right? So then our period gets irregular and it can also stop. Hey, Steve, thank you. Um, but so, there's a lot of things that happen with the women. Okay. A lot of things that are happening with the estrogen, with the stress, with the mood swings, with the depression. But you guys, this is for you guys too, because estrogen is a thing for men as well, which is funny because we don't think about that, right? We think about testosterone. But let's see, estrogen in men can cause, not estrogen, but low estrogen, I believe, can cause low sex drive and a fat belly. Okay. How many guy friends do I know that have a little fat in their belly? Maybe you got to check your estrogen levels. Also, bone loss, you guys. Too much of estrogen, we've all heard this, can give you man boobs. And the worst part of it all is the ED, which is the erectile dysfunction. Um, but anyway, so it's not just for women, but my whole point was to say that women and different races are more prone to having Alzheimer's because of this, of these stressors and stuff that's in our life. So I just started thinking about some of the things, and I'll get into how we can avoid and prevent these things. But one of the things I didn't really know about is called brain toxic protein. And abnormal levels of this is what is found in Alzheimer's patients, right? They clump together and form plaques that collect between the neurons and disrupt the cell function. So this is very dear to my heart. My family, my grandmother had dementia. I believe that, my dad, myself, my son, we all have memory problems. Um, and I am in the process of reading a book called, what is it called? Talent is Overrated. My friend Roman Alexander had told me to read that book. And so I started reading it, and it was talking about, brain function, and it was talking about the things that we can do um, to help us get smarter, even as adults. Just because we're adults doesn't mean that our brain stops working or that we can't give it more to learn, more to do. I'm going to be talking about this in more detail about that book because there's something in there in one of the chapters that they were talking about. And I know that's not the right word, but kind of like an intentional practice. Um, and I love what he was talking about with that because, for example, say as an athlete has to practice day and night, right? A chess player has to practice. That is not really like chess isn't really like an athletic kind of thing. It's a brain thing. And people that have been masters of chess, they don't even have a high IQ. Not all of them do, right? It's not something that, and what the book is saying, it's like it's not talent. It's not talent that we're born with. We can actually teach ourselves to do this with this practice. And it just takes a lot of work. We could all be good at what we do if we consistently do it and we do it with a lot of work and a lot of practice. But anyway, I thought that was super interesting about the brain toxic proteins. Um, and, what can we do to avoid all of this, prevent this? Of course, yeah, a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet, regular physical activity, a normal body mass index, right? Your BMI, having that at a normal number. Do you know what your BMI should be? Because I deal with this every day with my clients. And with myself, I told my doctor always that he was crazy if he thought I should be 120, 125 for my stature at 5'3", but he was right. As the BMI, that is a very healthy weight for me to be. Not 150, not 160, not 200. So, you guys, a healthy, normal body mass index. Also, vitamin D3 and vitamin D. It's also good. Of course, our omega 3s are good. And we can incorporate foods like vegetables, leafy greens, berries, stuff like that, to help prevent this stuff. But you guys, one of the major things that I wanted to just put in here is that, as women, sometimes we take a little more on than we should. And, it's all about how we can help our families, how we can help our husbands. If you're like me, it's about, hey, I could do this better. So I'm just going to do the task and I'm not going to ask for help and I'm not going to delegate. You guys, breathe. Breathe. And it's okay because studies say that it is easier for guys to deal with stress. Okay. They don't get like us. We're kind of crazy. We're kind of emotional. They don't get like that. So it's okay to maybe ask your partner for some help, ask your partner to maybe take on some of the tasks that you've taken for yourself that are stressing you out, especially ladies, if you are my age, if you are going through the big M, you know, like let's try to go through this together and go through it in a better way, right? Let's try to eliminate some of the stressors that we give ourselves. We don't have to do it all. Okay. That's why we have significant others. That's why we have kids. That's why we have friendships, right? We should be able to talk to people about the things that are stressing us out, asking for help, finding better ways to do things. So, all of that to say, um, your brain health is very, very important. Your sleep is super important, you guys. You'll hear me continuously talk about it, and I won't stop talking about your health because I know what it's doing for me. And yes, I still struggle with a lot of the things, but this is what I do. I like to learn about these things that I don't normally talk about because who else is going to tell me about it? Maybe Tanisha. She's really good at it. But you know what? I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was an amazing article. I wish I would have saved the article or forwarded it to somebody because now I went back on my phone and I couldn't find it. It was just one of those news stories that was out there this morning. And I just thought it was amazing and super helpful. So I hope you guys did too. And if you know somebody who, has issues with memory loss or brain fog, you guys, moms always have that brain fog, right? Guys might have it too. But let's start doing things and helping each other to work on our brains more and to, challenge ourselves to continuously have our brain growing all the time. And get that sleep, you guys. Super, super important. I will talk to you soon, and I hope you guys have a great Thursday. See you later.